all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning. It's a big week for the markets and for individual households. The Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committee will decide on whether interest rates come down in just a few days. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, though. In the meanwhile, let me tell you about what you need to know today. I'm Alex Matthew, and this is the Daily Morning Update from Bloomberg Quint. Today is the 3rd of June. India came within President Donald Trump's crosshairs at the end of last week on the topic of trade. Trump announced that the US was terminating India's designation as a developing nation and thereby eliminating an exception that allowed it to export nearly 2,000 products to the US duty-free. India was one of the biggest beneficiaries of the US's generalized system of preferences, which allowed duty-free exports to the extent of $5.6 billion. The Serious Fraud Investigation Office has charged the erstwhile top management of IL&FS's financial services subsidiary, IFIN, for allegedly forming a coterie with the company's auditors and independent directors to defraud the company while running the business as their personal fiefdom, according to the SFIO. Now, the SFIO is investigating the cause of the deterioration of finances of the group, which owes banks as much as 90,000 crore rupees. The National Company Law Tribunal has approved the planned merger of tower company Bharti Infratel with Indus Towers, according to a regulatory filing. Moving on, auto sales declined again in May, according to Bloomberg Quint's survey of dealers and analysts, suggesting consumption and discretionary spending is yet to pick up. And that's bearing out in the numbers released by auto companies so far. All the companies that have reported numbers, and that includes Maruti Suzuki, Mahindra & Mahindra, Tata Motors, Hero MotoCorp, Escorts and Eicher, have all witnessed a decline in wholesale numbers in the month of May. Unemployment rate in India across urban and rural areas stood at 6.1% between July 2017 and June 2018, according to the first periodic labour force survey of the National Sample Survey Office. Have a look at the granular details in the story on the website. That's bloombergquint.com. With an aim to check frivolous appeals against its order with the sole aim of delaying their execution, capital market regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India is seeking a mandatory deposit of 10% of the penalty amount before filing of any appeal before the appellate tribunal. The goods and services tax collection for the month of April declined to around 1 lakh crore rupees after surging to a record a month ago. This is the first time, however, that GST collections have stayed above the 1 lakh crore rupees mark for at least 3 months in a row. In international news, China's government has said that it's willing to work with the US to end an escalating trade war, but blames President Donald Trump's administration for the collapse in talks and said that it won't be pressured into concessions. Beijing released a white paper on Sunday saying the escalating trade war has done serious harm to the US economy by increasing production costs, causing price hikes, damaging growth and people's livelihoods, and also creating barriers to US exports to China. The leader of German Chancellor Angela Merkel's junior coalition partner stepped down in a surprise move that puts into question the survival of the government itself. Andrea Nahles, who is the head of the Social Democratic Party, said she will resign as chief and parliamentary caucus leader after losing the rank-and-file's backing. In international markets, Asian stocks have opened mixed after US benchmarks ended sharply lower on Friday. The Nikkei was lower by about 1% last I checked. In the international commodities space, oil will be in focus this week. Just on Friday, Brent crude, which is what we look at here in India, was trading close to $66 to a barrel as of this morning, and this can be attributed to pressures on global growth and also geopolitical tension in key oil-producing areas. Brent crude was trading at close to $61 to a barrel last I checked. Well, with that, it's over to Agam Vakil for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Agam. How are we looking?
Good morning, Alex, and a happy Monday, listeners. Well, as far as the opening is concerned, it could be a very quiet one considering the subdued opening of the SGX Nifty futures. But there are plenty of stocks that you can watch out for in today's day of trade, starting off with the oil marketing companies, where Indian Oil Corp has cut aviation turbine fuel prices for the first time in the last 5 months. Pan-India prices have been cut by 0.3% to around 66,600 rupees per kiloliter for the month of June. Moving on to Coal India, the production in the month of May has dropped by 1.1% to 46.6 million tons. Sales in the month of May drops at 1.4% to around 52 million tons. And well, we are looking at mixed cues coming in from Indian auto sales, and while there has been weakness, some of these numbers have been better than street expectations. So Hero MotoCorp's total sales have declined 8%, and this number for the month of May stands at around 652,000 units, ahead of the BQ poll of 6 lakh units. Mahindra & Mahindra's total auto sales declined 3%, ahead of the BQ poll, but that was not the case for the tractor sales, which declined by as much as 16%, much below what we had anticipated. Escort's tractor sales declined 19%, and Royal Enfield of Eicher Motors sales declined 20% year-on-year for the month gone by. And in other news, we have Castrol India, which says it's joined hands with 3M India to bring a range of vehicle care products for the automotive aftermarket. These are just some of the stocks that you can watch out for in today's day of trade. But don't forget to go through our morning edition of All You Need to Know on BloombergQuint.com.
Thanks, Agam. Well, that's the morning podcast for the start of the week. There's a lot more that comes up over the course of the day on BloombergQuint.com, so don't forget to check it out. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a lovely day and a great week ahead.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.